Can we have the roll call, please?
Chair Blair Ziegler.
Here.
Vice Chair DeAndre Poole. Present. Commissioner Barisa Laldas.
Present.
Commissioner Wayne Richards.
Present.
Executive Director Marco Meekins.
Present.
For Attorney John Fumero.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, can we rise for the pledge, please? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Additions, deletions, reorganization?
There are none, sir.
Perfect. All right. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Commissioner Poole, second. Commissioner Richards, all those in favor, all those opposed? Carries 4-0. Approval of the minutes from last meeting. Do we have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Richards, second by Commissioner Poole. All in favor, all opposed? Carries 4-0. Presentations and announcements.
There are none.
All right, moving right along. Consent agenda. Does anyone have anything they need
Mr. Chairman,
pulled? Yes, sir.
I did speak to the director about G13, but I'm going to ask him just to share your response, explain what we're doing in G13 for everyone's benefit.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So, all right, G13.
So I move approval with the presentation or explanation on G13.
Say that again.
I move approval of the consent, but I do want an explanation of G13.
Oh, okay. Then we'll make another motion for G13.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a motion. We have a second. Commissioner Poole, all in favor, all opposed. Carries 4-0. G13.
So, Commissioners, what you have is during the certain time of the year, normally when the kids go back to school, October, November, September time frame, the cruise lines tend not to fill the ship as much. And with this change in the agreement, what it allows is them flexibility so that they can change up their itinerary and run maybe a different kind of itinerary, like a 7-day to the Caribbean, which gives a new group the opportunity to cruise during that time frame and allows them better odds and better chances of filling the ship completely. They're doing very good the rest of the year. It's just that time frame. Most agreements in most ports are set up this way as a per passenger versus a per trip. So it's a positive all the way around. It'll help them be more successful.
And do you believe, how will it impact us financially?
The finances won't change. The passenger guarantee stays the same. So if there's a shortfall, they have to make it up by check. But we don't expect there to be a shortfall.
Thank you for the explanation.
Absolutely.
All right. So now we'll need a motion for 13. Commissioner Richards, second. Commissioner Poole, all in favor, all opposed. Carries 4-0. All right. So moving right along. District reports.
Commissioners, next slide. Thank you. Statistical information for the month ending of August 2025. We were up in TEUs, up in cargo tons, and down in passengers, year-to-date variance from the previous year. Statistical month for September, we were up in cargo again, both in tons and TEUs, and again in passengers down through that time period in September. On grants, we submitted the latest PIDP grant application on September 9th for waterside infrastructure improvements, the throughput enhancements, and securing continuity of operations. That's that laydown area here that we spoke about before, and also some other infrastructure work. Would like to say with that, and Gary will give you an update next meeting, but the PIDP is substantially complete at this time point. It's a really good thing. It was not scheduled to be completed until March, so we are well ahead of schedule. And on the budget, it's running at about $2 million under the entire budget that was set up for the project. MIRAD will be out on December 11th to come and inspect and see what their money bought them. Right now, we're going through a phase of Tropical is starting their process of transitioning from the manual system over to the automated system, so there'll be a testing phase. We get a little bit further along, and I'll go ahead and set up a ribbon cutting for the ceremony for that. There was only one item that we had to pull out of the project, which we may come back to you at some point in the future. It is actually the old interchange right here. Because Gonzales got so ahead in the schedule, we couldn't tear that portion down without allowing Tropical to go ahead and do all the transition of making sure that both systems worked before that comes down. So at some point in the future, we'll probably come back and discuss that. We'll discuss it with Tropical and try to figure out the best way to handle that moving forward. With that, I just wanted to say that Gonzales did a fantastic job. I also wanted to say that the staff as well, Rick, Takaria, Beatrice, Yachty, everybody involved, when you look at what was torn up in this port and how small it is operationally, there were some significant challenges, but they stayed well ahead of it. They made changes early and then tweaked them as they went along, and that proved to be very successful. Tropical's input, the contractors, the subs, everything from soup to nuts, I think, was about as good as it can be, and to be done this early is just a feather in the cap to Gonzales, who really knocked it out of the park. So
when you say we're so far $2 million ahead of budget, I assume when we come back and work in that area, we'll eat into that to some degree?
Yeah, I'm probably going to ask Tropical to chip in a little bit and help me out here. We've spent all the grant money. The grant money's done. So that's money, again, remember, if you remember, the original project was probably about $26 million, but there was a significant amount of time before we actually got the money and then we actually started the project. So by the time we were done, those costs ballooned almost to $30 million. When you think about that, you know, when we're sitting on cash of about $35 million, we had to rotate all that money out over the last 2 years and do a good job with it so that it balanced out and we came out where we are today. Employee announcements. 2 new employees in the IT department replaced 2 of the IT employees that had left. Dean Letta and Max Whitaker. I think they're both in the back there. I just want to say hello.
Okay. Welcome.
Peter Wright. He was promoted from security sergeant to port officer on September 11th. Peter has 25 years with our port security team. The reason for his promotion is we have some retirements coming up, and he's going to replace one of those retirements. Evans Daniel was then promoted to security sergeant on September 26th. Evans has been with the security team for 19 years. Maria Matthews was promoted from accounts payable specialist to staff accountant. For over 16 years, Maria has been dedicated a member of our finance team, valued for her willingness to take on new challenges, team-oriented approach, and a well-deserved promotion. And with that, Bruce Cunningham retired on November 3rd. It was rather quick. He felt like it was his time. He enjoyed being here, great things to say. But yeah, he's now retired as of November 3rd, and we're moving on. Port-related news and events. September 30th through October 2nd, the Director of Contract and Compliance and Tenant Relations, Takaria, and PIO Uremi attended the Break Bulk of Americas, since now we have some break bulk work with us. They gave staff an opportunity to network and potential customers who were interested in moving break bulk through the port without utilizing the land. And we have some interest, which is a good thing. The calls continue to come in, so that's looking promising for the future. October 4th, PIO Yachty Farinas participated in the Economic Prosperity Panel on the Hispanic Leadership Summit hosted by the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County. October 6th through 8th, Port Commissioner DeAndre Poole, PIO Yomari Fremus again, and I attended the AAPA conference in Quebec. We had several sessions. Uremi was a panelist for a session called Investing in the Future, How Ports Can Build High-Impact Internship Programs. It was a good trip. October 23rd, we had pasta and port and people on our quarterly meeting. The port hosted the Italian-themed tenant appreciation luncheon with some good turnout and some positive engagement from the tenants. October 28th, we provided a presentation and a tour to the Men's Shed Club and Homeschool Group. October 30th, I provided an update to the Palm Beach MPO and board meeting regarding the port's latest plans and updates. On November 6th, PIO Yeremi Fuentes and HR manager Raquel Riviera attended the government internship fair at FAU. The university invited us to be a part of a new initiative. The FAU will fund 1 or 2 interns at the port by the spring of 2025, and I believe that's right now up to 3.
26.
It's up to 3, which is a great thing. They're paying for it. It's a good thing.
26, not 25.
26. And November 7th, we wrapped up our annual Port of Palm Beach Seafarers Care Package Drive. All donations were gifted to the Port of Palm Beach Seafarers Center for their Christmas at Sea initiative. November 7th, I met with representatives of Ozinga to mark the signing of the long-term agreement that will expand the port's bulk cements operations. And on November 7th and 8th, American Pioneer made its call with 113 passengers. Newly constructed luxury vessel ship offers an intimate cruising experience as travelers explore the unique excursions in Palm Beach County. A little bit of background on that. It starts off in Tampa. It goes to Punta Gorda, Marco Island, Key West, Key Biscayne, West Palm Beach, Cape Canaveral, Green Grove Springs, St. Augustine, and then Amelia Island. So she goes around the hook there and runs about 16 days. On November 15th and 17th, the American Patriot also called the port. On December 1st, our annual holiday toy drive will kick off. On December 1st, we will be collecting unwrapped toys and gifts for children living in Azores States in Riviera Beach. The drive will run through December 19th. December 8th, we are celebrating the 20-year partnership between Heavy Lift Services and the Duke of Topsoil. Commissioners are invited to join us for a barbecue out by the dockside, and please contact Yeremi if you're interested in attending that. On December 12th, the Port of Palm Beach holiday party will be in West Palm Beach Marriott at 6 p.m. Hope to see everybody there. And on February 7th, 2026, the scheduled for Manatee Fest. Manatee Lagoon and port staff are working together on a plan to help support the event's parking needs. They anticipate over 9,000 guests this year. I worked with Tommy DeRita and Chip Armstrong to make this parcel available for parking. So that's going to be very helpful for that as we get smaller and smaller on our land, what we have available. The port is working with the United States Coast Guard to host a training session for port tenants focused on cybersecurity preparedness in the maritime sector. And in 2027, Margaritaville at Sea will have their third vessel, their newest ship, the Beachcomber, and that'll be home ported out of Miami. So she's being refitted now. For events, we have the Palm Beach County Day, January 13th and 14th. We have the Florida Ports Council Spring Board meeting February 3rd and 4th. Tomorrow I'll probably be changing that date and pushing it further out in February with the transition of the Florida Ports Council. It just times better to do it at the end of the month in February rather than at the beginning. APA Port and Terminal Management Training February 10th and 11th in Long Beach. And then AAPA Annual Legislative Summit in Washington March 4th through 6th. AAPA Powers and Smart Port Summit, May 12th through the 14th, and the AAPA Annual Convention, September 28th through the 30th in New Orleans. And that is my report. A little long, sorry about that. A little bit of a gap with a month there.
Question on the passengers are down substantially. How about our revenue from the cruise ship? Is that going to be affected by so many less passengers, or?
It actually might be better than what it is today. Like I said, they've done a great job during the year with the schedule change and getting back up to speed and filling the ship. Really good numbers. And then you hit that time period in the fall where it's a pretty big hurt. So this will allow them a lot of flexibility, and it'll probably improve their numbers,
Okay.
which works for us.
All right.
And then every day that they're not in operation, so if they extend rather than doing a 2 and a 3 day and they're doing a 7 day, we don't have to open the terminal, we don't need security, we don't have all of those other costs that are associated with it. So I think it's going to be a win for everybody. Next year it'll start, and I think it'll pick up from there.
Okay, any questions? Okay,
So I'm going to stay up for this one. James
Okay.
had a family illness, so I'm going to take over this one as well. Just as a recap, real quick, it's a summary of income statement for the month of September. And as you can see, we're about 20% up in revenue. A lot of our operating costs did not hit, which is reflective in that number there. So we ended the year on a pretty good note there. The next slide, highlights for the year ending in 25. The net operating revenue at the end was slightly under budget. We were $22,450,000 versus $22,765,000. Close, but not quite there. Net income, though, on the same timeline was $5.2 million versus a budget of $5.17. So we're ahead of budget by about $72,000 at the end. Keep in mind we have an FRS allocation as well that we don't know what that is until January, but that represents about $600,000 in revenue. So past years it's been about $100,000, so we could be adding somewhere around $500,000 to the bottom line at that point. We'll let you know as soon as that happens. So the summary of income statement for the 12-month period ending September. And again, this is just a reflection of the net income at the end of the year being $72,000 ahead of budget, and where the tonnage is and where the passengers are. And you can see with the change, we went to minus 71,000 on the initial change there in passengers, and the cars parked were down slightly. So we're tracking all of that, and we'll keep tracking it through this new year, and we think things will pick up.
okay, any questions?
Can you go back one? So parking was actually down about 25%, and passengers are down. I'm just glad that our expenses fell, I guess our marketing expenses fell commensurately, but passenger revenue and parking revenue is down quite a bit, but overall we're fine.
Overall, we're fine. And again, I think with some of the tweaks as they finish growing here, I think we're going to be in good shape. It's just a matter of them finding the ideal itinerary that's going to work during the down time period, and I think that'll help us through the process. We'll keep an eye on it.
And also, the ship is entering into dry dock next year, so that should make a difference.
It is. It actually comes out of dry dock, I want to say the third week in January. I'm actually booked on it January 20th, I don't know, somewhere right in there when it first comes out of dry dock. So, yeah, they're putting a lot of funds into it, a lot of money into it, and that's a good thing for us.
When's it going in dry dock?
So I believe it's I want to say it's the second week in January. I'll get you the exact dates, but it's usually about a week, 10 to 12 days. They really don't want to be any longer than that, and they can usually accomplish a whole lot during that time frame.
And where do they go?
Usually Freeport is the easiest, closest place, and it's all based on their availability as well.
Right. Okay. All right, thank you. Government affairs?
Okay, Chairman, Vice Chair, Commissioners, Richard Pinsky. There are no action items in the report, but I do want to call to your attention. In your book is the derelict vessel removal update, which we heard this past week in Tallahassee. They have gotten, Fish and Wildlife Commission has gotten additional funds from the budget last year, so they have stepped up the number of removals as far as the time period, also their ability to take out larger vessels, which has always been a problem. And I don't know how much it's going to impact our immediate area. Most of our issues come from vessels breaking loose that are not necessarily derelict, but end up that way. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or call me, and I'll give you any updates or any questions today. Also, there is, we're just cranking up in Tallahassee. There's not too many bills filed yet. There is, matter of fact, there's a repeal bill filed that, as you recall, not this past session, session before, the legislature asked special districts, which would mean us, to put their goals and objectives a year ahead of time on a website, establish them, codify them. There's a bill to repeal all of that, so special districts wouldn't have to do that anymore. We'll see where that goes. It's too early for the budget yet. Palm Beach County Day is, as Director Meekins pointed out, is January 13th, 14th. I think the port, we're considering some participation in Palm Beach County Day. You're always welcome to attend. It's always good to show your face, and legislators, particularly the Palm Beach County delegation, likes to know that that we're active in participating. But really, it's early, probably next month, January 13th, when session starts. We've only about a third of the way the number of bills that have been filed so far. So there's going to be a lot of action in the next 45 days. Happy to answer any questions.
Question. On the derelict vessel, that obviously is new because a few years ago we had a derelict vessel sink, the sailboat, and we had to pay to get it out. So there wasn't any such derelict vessel fund back then, I assume.
Funding is, the formula is still the same, first come, first serve. So when the funds run out,
Yeah, okay.
it runs out.
Oh.
But there are more funds, so it's going. But in there, you'll see the number of vessels that have been removed.
Oh.
The time frame is still. It takes them about a week to 10 days to verify ownership of the vessel. Then, once they learn that and they notify, it's still another 30 days. They have to give the owner of the vessel. Then that is when they can go and get the court order to take action. Another 15 days. So it's still a little, clunky, cumbersome process, but it's getting better.
Yeah, if you have a vessel that sinks in the block in the channel, you're not going to wait for 15 days and another 2 weeks. So, Mike.
So two things. The vessel that sank on us cost us about $80,000, all said and done. Second thing is, with this legislation, I believe it has an amnesty kind of program to where if they don't feel like they want to take care of this vessel anymore, they can basically just turn it in.
Oh.
And there's no penalty to them. The vessel will be destroyed and it gets taken out of the water, which is a nice thing and it might be very helpful in the future.
Okay, good. All right. Very good.
You read the packet. I like that.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner reports. Wayne, anything?
Nothing here today.
Okay. Andre, Marissa.
Yes, I gave a presentation on the port at the Hispanic Vote last night. It was a very positive reception, and they also are very familiar with Uremi and spoke highly of her. One thing I am very interested in discussing, and I hope that it comes up today, is what we are going to be doing with the vacant seat, as I believe that the community deserves representation, and we should now commence a vetting process and accept different applications to fill that seat to ensure that the community has representation.
Okay. Old business.
Good evening, Commissioners. Gary Dunmeyer, Port Engineer. This first item I have tonight is a grant-funded project. It's the cathodic protection installation. And the motion is to approve the chair to sign a work order for Kimley Horn and Associates and prepare final cathodic protection design drawings and specifications, do bid assistance, and provide construction management in the amount of $120,014. This approval will also serve as the board's approval to advertise the construction documents for bid. And this work order is in accordance with our master continuous service contact agreement and is pursuant to the CCNA policies.
Need a bid on that or a motion or?
Yes, a motion to approve.
Okay. Mike, you have something first?
Just to add on, this was one of the projects that we held up because of the PIDP and a lot of other things we had going on. So now that the PIDP is wrapping up, we'd like to get this kicked off again. A lot of it has been done, so we're just jumping back into it.
Okay. All right, we have a motion by DeAndre, second by Commissioner Richards. Any discussion? All in favor, all opposed, carries 4-0.
Thank you, Commissioners. The next item I have.
Go ahead.
Oh, sure.
I see we're looking at slips 1 and 2. Does that mean nothing for 3? Cathodic protection, just curious.
All the slips that do not have cathodic protection or do not need it will not be included in this. Berth 1 obviously doesn't need it. So slip 1 will need it. There's some on slip 2. The portion of slip 2 that is proposed to be addressed in the next PDIP will not be touched, and then we'll wrap around the corner and go to slip 3.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
My next item is the cruise terminal canopy project, and the motion is to approve additional services for Creative Contracting Group for the cruise terminal canopy project in the amount of $29,971.75. The increase in total brings the project to $669,271.75.
Okay, any questions? The only thing I had talked to the director when I saw that, and I thought $669,000, it seemed like a lot for a canopy, but maybe he can explain why it's that much. It's not just a canopy.
The majority is what you don't see. It's all the underground work. It's moving the hydrants. It's moving the lighting. Those are the things that really hit home on the cost on this. The additional money here that we're looking at, the $29,000, is for 2 things particularly. One is a restriping, and the other one is adding an additional baggage drop-off area. So when passengers come down the walkway, they will drop bags right there and then go directly into the terminal. Today, there's like a single point of failure with everybody going to one door trying to drop bags, and that's where we back up. By having the 2 areas, it'll split it up 50% on each side, and it'll work nicely for everything.
I have a question as well.
Okay.
How long is this canopy projected to last?
So the canopy gets taken down during storms.
Okay.
That's the biggest kind of question. Yeah, it's designed so that you can unstring it, get it down, get it out of the way. The aluminum and everything else is fine, and then put it back up after the storm.
It's reusable, but
Yes.
how long? How many years do you think we'll get out of it?
It just depends on the sunlight and the dyes, and so we're hoping to get maybe 8 years, 10 years out of it before you have to replace the canopy. The structure will still be fine. It's the canopy that'll be done. And when I say put it back up, that sounds easy. It's actually not ever as easy as it sounds, but it's designed to go back up.
Okay. Any other questions?
The double door, I assume we're cutting into a concrete block wall.
Yes, sir.
There's obviously still doors going in.
Yes, sir.
That number, does that number sound correct?
It does, and I actually ran that number across. Well, I got 3 bids for that number, and so that number was the cheapest number, and our contractor happened to provide it. So,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion yet?
We need a motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Richards, second. Commissioner Poole. Any other discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Carries 4-0. Very good. J1.
Item J1 is just a motion to authorize staff to issue a solicitation for cruise parking services. This is our valet and our parking. It's just time for it to go out to bid. The current company that we have, I will tell you right now, everybody in the room loves them. They're a great group. They're a great company. They did fantastic with the transition when we went from all valet to just partial valet, and they do a good job now. I think Rick's in the room is very happy with them as well. So we're hoping that they give us a good bid and they stay in place. This is the motion to go through the process, though.
Okay, I've got a card. Miss Bram, let's fill out a card. Come on down.
Well, how's everybody doing here? Just a quick question, but I think, this is the renewal for the valet parking. My question was, because I was thinking in terms of the airport and all other entities, they're charging for parking now. And I just wanted to be sure that this is a continuation of the service that the port will render, and it's no cost or anything to Ms. Brammer and her guests that will come and park in any of these terminals. So
Mr. Chair?
that was my.
Ms. Bram, I hate to. I think DeAndre Poole wants to answer that question. No, DeAndre, I saw you. I'm going to yield to the younger.
So basically, that was my question. So
Well,
that the community and base would get a thorough understanding about it, because when it's dialogue, it's cruise and parking,
Ms. Bram, just call him. Call DeAndre.
Okay. So I'm going to call the one that is responsible for these type of issues with the port. I know how the port operates, so that was my point of view. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anything else under new business?
No, sir, but I need a motion on that.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Richards, second. Commissioner Poole, all in favor, all opposed, carries 4-0. Anything else under new business? Takari's got something.
No, I don't believe so. I think that's it.
Okay, that's it.
That's it for now. All right, we've got quite a few cards here. All right, let's start. Roderick Clark. Just to let everybody know, you have a maximum of 3 minutes. And if you don't take 3 minutes, you get bonus points, but you do have 3. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I won't need that much. My name is Roderick Clark. Of course, running for the Port seat 4. And I'm honored to be here. And obviously, it's almost a full room. The holidays are upon us. As a Jamaican, born Jamaican, as everybody know, I'll remind everybody, we had a disaster in my home country, and the parishes where I've lived has been destroyed. I just want to bring it to the port, or remind the port that people, Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba are still in need. So if you are sending things, care packages, please continue to do so. It's unfortunate this has happened, but these things do happen. So I just want to remind everybody, please let us lend a helping hand. It's good to pray, but it's also good to do other things. Also, I am deeply concerned that there's a vacancy on the port. According to the port charter, it can be filled by the commissioners, meaning the commissioners can elect a willing body, an able body, and somebody that's breathing and can make sense, and somebody that's oratory skills are at least pretty good, intelligent, somebody that's aware of the port operations. So I am beseeching the commissioners to definitely look into that. It is sad to see a vacant seat. 2-2 vote doesn't work. The people need better representation. It's just like in the Bible. Of course, I'm a preacher. Even among the good people, we need to elect deacons, pastors, and preachers. So you can't tell me that we can't fill or we can't find someone that's intelligent enough to replace the beautiful and lovely, outspoken young lady that's not here right now, which I miss her with all my heart. So with that, I'm finished. Hope I get some bonus points.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Meekins, is the not us directly, but is the tenants doing something for Jamaica? I thought that I had talked to one of our tenants, and they were trying to do something.
Tropical was working through Miami. Miami had a direct route. They were taking care of some of their operations down there and their employees down there. But Miami was the one who was really spearheading because they had a direct service.
Good. Okay, good. That's what I was hoping you'd say. All right. Anne Marie Sorrell.
Good evening, commissioners, and good evening, everyone else. My name is Anne Marie Sorrell. I wear a few different hats. I am a Palm Beach County resident, and I'm also the president and CEO of the Mosaic Group, and I'm also an elected supervisor for Palm Beach Soil and Water Conservation District. And I just want to first acknowledge our vacant seat here and acknowledge former Commissioner Jean Enright for her years of service and thank her publicly for her years of service. But I also want to say that I do support a process to fill the vacant seat and to fill it as soon as possible. I do believe that the voters, as well as the public community, deserves to have representation across the board, and that there should not be a vacant seat until 2028. That is a long time to have a vacancy on the Port Board. So I do support a process, a application process, a appointment process for the vacant seat. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Dr. Rudolph Tinker?
Got it right.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Tinker. I'm an Army veteran, actually, and Navy veteran also. I'm a Palm Beach resident, professor at a local college, and also I'm a general contractor. So I just wanted to come out and support. I mean, I'm not interested in running for this position, as I'm interested in running for other positions, but I would like to see this position, the vacancy, be filled, because, I mean, it's really no need for this to drag out to 2028 when someone could actually fill that position who's a resident of the county and more than qualified to do so. But other question I had, maybe you could answer it at the end or when I sit down, is what do you got? I saw that last year, 2024, you had a surplus of $2.8 million. In 2023, you had a surplus of $3.3 million. I'm just curious, what are we doing with the surplus funds, and how is it impacting Riviera Beach? I mean, I've been a resident since I came back out of the Army, probably now 25 years in the Palm Beach area. I don't live in Riviera Beach, but as I pass through here, I'm just curious. It showed that you guys have self-sustained yourself since the 1970s. You didn't need any property tax funds, but what are you doing with that surplus funds, especially impacting the city of Riviera Beach, which is kind of where you guys are bodied? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I can answer that question.
Well, we'll after the meeting, we can get our director to talk with you a little bit.
No, you can answer it to the public.
Yeah.
For public
Okay.
comment. Thanks.
All right. Bryce Graham.
Hi, Bryce Graham here, and I've come to also enumerate what has already been stated in the room tonight. I do support the process of filling the vacant seat that is currently empty because it is a disservice to our community, to this board body, to leave the seat vacant until 2028. And I believe that due process should be done for this Port Commission and also the community.
Okay, thank you. James Waldron.
Good evening, everybody in the room, commissioners. I am James Waldron. I'm a resident here. Been a resident since I was born here. Family has been residents here 3 generations, so we've seen a lot. And I'm also a military veteran. Thank you for your service, by the way. And for 2 things. Well, first, as everybody said, that seat needs to be filled. Military guy just retired. About processes, we've seen in the news when seats don't get filled, things can happen. And 2028 is a little bit too long, if I agree with your colleagues here. Definitely like to see that seat get filled. Second thing, when we're talking about parking, I know in the airport parkings for veterans, there is parking that's kind of, I don't want to say there's parking parlayed for us, but there is a parking process to where we can come in and park for maybe a couple of days or for a couple of weeks at a discounted or for even free in some airports here in Florida. I was wondering if you guys had something like that. Again, public comment, but if you guys could get back to me on that, I would appreciate it very much.
We will. Thank you very much. Ms. Shepherd, Margaret Shepherd.
Margaret Shepherd, Riviera Beach. I think I have a different take on the appointment. The last time they did an appointment here, it was a disaster to me. And I hope that we don't just jump into this and start appointing. I don't know about 2028, but I think that you should take time. This is a very important seat. Dr. Jean Enright has given her time. And I speak because not only is she my best friend, she's my mentor. And I think as a public duty, we owe it to that seat that she has filled and done so much for so many people, be given the opportunity maybe couple, 2 or 3 months, because you have to go through the records of who is really applying for this job. As you know, we're building over Riviera Beach. We're going to have buildings and restaurants, and it's going to affect the Port of Palm Beach. And so with that, we want dignity. We want someone there that's going to fit right in and just do the will of the people. So I ask you to please take a stop. I know everybody wants the job, but community service, what have you done for the city? Do you understand the port? And the charter does make it very plain to appoint. So I ask you to appoint, but at this manner, I think, let's stop and take a break. Everybody's here piling up. I want the seat, I want the seat, I want the seat. But the Port of Palm Beach is a very dignified entity, and I think we should take it among ourselves to do what's best for our residents, for the port and the city of Riviera Beach. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shepherd. Mary Bram.
Mayor Bram, Riviera Beach. First of all, I would like to say a thankful Thanksgiving, because the word thanks is in Thanksgiving. So I'm wishing everyone a thankful Thanksgiving, and not only that, a safe one. I've been dealing with the port for decades. Everybody up there that knows. Some here that have sat here for maybe 2 or 3 years. Between the Chair Blair, Commissioner Wayne Richards, and Commissioner Jean Enright, the totality is about 100 years. Why is that like that? Because you are global, and you have to have that knowledge and skill set that impedes your exports as well as your imports. I was listening at your budget totality, and that's a good thing. Because, see, that's that skill set. That's that diving deep to know exactly how this port operates. Not just this port. It is one of the biggest employees in our county. I'm off the top of my head 3,500 plus county. Somebody always say, somebody please correct me, because Ms. Bram knows these things here. And you are not $1,000 entity. You are billions, 250 plus billions of entities. Your revenues versus your profits. See, I sat on the audit board over here, so I know how you navigate here. And Ms. Bram is well versed with your portfolio. So your charter says also share. Shall is any time that you as a board decide to do these things here. Because it's no such thing as you do not have a balanced board here, because you do. If we eliminate over on any city side and have 4, you still have that majority. But you as a board dictates that with the in-depth of where you're trying to go with this port. See, everybody know Ms. Bram, I come in to do business. I do not like to be labeled. I do not like for somebody to look at this and look at that. See, I'm talking off the top of my head, because I can tell you other things about this port that I'm well versed in. And the question is all the time, why don't I run? No, I don't need to do that, because I have so many connections that Ms. Bram is well versed. And Ms. Bram is a reader. So you be wise. You be wise. You all can carry this place on that possess better communication, better dialoguing. So those are Ms. Bram's pointers. So if you want the seat, you need to run for it, because there's so much work out into our communities to do. Here, see, Ms. Brown don't like to talk off of my head. You got a school board that has declined even with its kids, even with the students. Tabernacle Church, you got a free clinic there. And Tamron Avenue is totally in chaos. Where are you all leadership? Where y'all leadership?
Ms. Brown,
That's what you all need to do.
Thank you very much. We
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much. I'm sorry for going over a little bit, but
Thank you.
thank you all.
All right.
Be blessed.
Now, can we have the port attorney to just, update us on exactly what the charter says about vacancies on the commission?
Sure. I can do that.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I'm getting help.
Yeah, but I have the next. It's, I believe, in section 6. It says that the position shall be filled by the remaining members. Get more. Give me 1 second here, I have it. Yes, all right, sorry. So yeah, this section 6, vacancies in the board. So any vacancy occurring on the board shall be filled by the other commissioners appointing a person to hold such office for the unexpired term. However, if there should be as many as 2 vacancies simultaneously, for any cause whatsoever, said vacancy shall be filled by appointment by the governor, and the commission members so appointed shall fill the remaining term. So there's nothing in the charter that dictates that it be done short-term, expedited, long-term. There's no prescribed time frame. I think that's really going to be up to the 4 of you to determine. If you recall, I believe it was towards the December, maybe the end of 2022, Commissioner Waldron vacated her seat, and at that time, the commission decided to establish a process whereby anyone interested in the position would submit a letter of interest, and you kind of created a formal process to do that. It's up to you. You can meet today and just decide, as long as there's a majority of you, to select someone you know of, someone that has presented themselves, or you can create some sort of formal process like you did at the end of 2022 to fill Commissioner Walter's seat. So that's in your discretion.
Okay. All right. Well, that's something definitely we all can think about because, Commissioner Enright just, resigned a little while ago. So, I'm not in any big rush by the next.
I would like to speak now.
Excuse me for a second. When I'm done, you can speak. Okay. So, my opinion is that, that's something we definitely need to think about, and then we can make a decision. There's 4 of us. We should be able to come to some decision. Okay, Marissa.
So she didn't just resign. She left in October. So we've already had a month where that seat has not had representation. And it's imperative that we commence this process now. Her term does not end until 2028. To have 4 commissioners and not have representation for that seat until 2028 is unacceptable. Furthermore, there would be deadlock. We would essentially have no majority, and very important issues that would arise before this board, we would have no way of moving, of having any clarity about which direction we're moving one way or the other, because we would have a deadlock. So I would actually motion to vote right now on whether we start an appointment process. I would motion that we start an appointment process right now, and I think that everyone should be accountable for their position on this issue. We should not have any more delay for the public, because they deserve, we need to start a vetting process, and the public deserves to have their voices heard.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the charter says that the commission shall appoint. I'm an attorney. We're all business people. We should be reasonable and diligent in performing our duties. I'm not sure it has to be today or yesterday, but it needs to be sooner than later. I do believe we should put this on the agenda for next month and have a discussion about it. Good news is we have a process. We have a process. We didn't have a process last time. So there's no reason to deviate from the established process, and there's no reason to tarry unnecessarily. But there's also no reason to jump in today. Commissioner Laldas is correct. The seat has been vacant for a month. I don't see any harm in having this on the December agenda. Obviously, any commissioner can place an item on the agenda, and I'm requesting that we discuss this at the December meeting and establish timing, and that we use the process that we've established. So that's my request.
All right, well, you go ahead.
I've heard other two commissioners, but I'm in concurrence with you. How long, the last time we had an appointment, how many months did the seat remain vacant? Do you remember, Ms. Panero?
My recollection is 2 months? Okay, 2 months. So it was like in December, correct, that they initiated the process? So about 3 months was the last time when you used the process with the letters of interest.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we can put it on the agenda and certainly talk about it. I, as one commissioner, want to make sure we do it correct. The process last time, I don't think was done that well, and we had, I just didn't think it was the right way to do it. So, we certainly can talk about it, and then we can discuss it at the next meeting. And no one ever said that we're going to hold the seat till the next election. So that's ridiculous. But I think, like I say, if we all think about it, I mean, I've gotten plenty of calls. I've gotten calls from ex-commissioners, more than one actually, that used to be on the port. And so there's going to be a lot of interest, and I think we need to take our time and certainly get the right commissioner. So we'll put it on the agenda for next meeting, and we can, discuss it. That's all we can do.
One more comment?
Sure.
We do have votes coming up. 95% of our votes are collegial. Mm-hmm. No issue, no problem. Right. But sure enough, there are probably 3, 4, 5, or 6 items each year where we're deadlocked or could be deadlocked. We have nominations of officers coming up soon. I don't want to be part of any nonsense or foolishness or arguing. I just don't. I'd rather we properly fill the seat. We don't have doors. We fill the seat. Let's have the 5th person seated, and let's handle our business. I don't want to have a problem in January where we're deadlocked on things, or in February or March. Let's avoid that. We can see what's coming down the road. Let's do the right thing. Discuss it in December, and hopefully we'll take action.
Okay. Well, we'll bring it up, and like I say, this time I want to, the process has to be a lot different than the last time. So I just think that we all will decide on something, and then talk about a timetable, and then we'll act. That's all we can do.
I am going to request at the next...
Percy, you want to say something? You need to raise your hand when you want to be recognized.
I am going to motion at the next meeting, and I'm going to request that it be placed on the agenda, that we vote whether we start accepting applications to fill this appointment process. I don't think that we should tarry unnecessarily, and I just want the community to know that you can rely on me to at least get this process started and not to delay it.
Mr. Poole.
I'm
Yes.
very confident that you said we will have a discussion on it. We will have a discussion on it.
Right.
I'm fine with that, and I'm not in favor of taking a motion.
Okay. Well, like I say, we'll discuss it at the next meeting, and then Percy can make a motion, and if she gets the majority of the vote, then she can get our motion passed. It's simple as that. Yes, sir.
Would staff kindly hand out, between now and the next meeting, give all of us a copy of the process that was used previously, please? I want
Okay.
to refresh my memory on that, please.
Okay.
Thank you, staff. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so we're done with the comments from the public. Comments from Port Commissioner, Commissioner Richards. Anything else?
Let's find a way to have a smooth next few months, team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Commission-
we definitely want to.
I do.
Smooth few months, but this is what it is. I'll just say, Commissioner Sickman, thank everyone for their comments. Certainly, thank you all for your comments today, and especially those men who are identified as veterans today. Certainly, thank you for your service, and I do mean that. Anytime we have an opportunity to thank a veteran for what they do. I've had some of my family in war, combat does something for some people, but thank you for your service. I also want to wish everyone and staff a happy Thanksgiving. Right? Happy, enjoy your families. In these past several months, I've gone to several funerals, and there have been others that I just couldn't get to. So life is precious, and just hug your loved ones, hug your friends.
Okay. Percy, you have anything else?
No.
No? All right. The next meeting will be on December 18th at 4 o'clock. Guess we're adjourned.
Thank you.